Am I the butthole for telling my coworker that kids isn't an excuse, she needs to do her damn job? Background: I have about 14 colleagues and a boss. Of the 16 of us, only 3 of them do not have children. I am one of the ones that do. I have 3 of them. I'm also a single mom. The issue: one of my coworkers with a kid definitely plays the mom card. I usually hate using that term as crap comes up when you have kids. But she uses this as to why she can never come in on time, why she needs to leave early, why she's always so preoccupied with her phone, why she can't focus on what she's doing, so then she screws up and we have to fix her mistakes, etc. Her kid is 9 years old, in school all day, not even doing virtual learning, but in school. He's a neurotypical kid, with no health issues. I get worrying about him, but like I said, about 80% of us have kids. We all still show up and do our job. And honestly, the excuse of I have a kid wears thin, especially about coming in early and late because her husband doesn't work, so he can take care of their son. Our boss defends her and refuses to do anything about her negligence. I do blame our boss more because she just allows it to happen. But I do think my coworker needs to step up while we're at work. I have tried talking to her, nicely. She says she'll do better and never does. I've asked if she needs help with something, offering support, and she says she's fine. I also went to HR and they did diddly squat except have a meeting telling us we all need to pull our weight. Nothing changed. The other day, she screwed up again. She was on her phone like she is most of the day and wasn't giving it her all. It was a huge mistake that nearly cost us a client, and it's one that she's made several times before. I admit, I wasn't nice with her about this. I didn't yell, but my tone was clipped and I told her that she needs to put the damn phone away and actually pay attention to what she's doing. She got in a tizzy, saying that she was texting her husband about their son and she didn't mean to, she's sorry, etc. I said it wasn't okay and she needs to just focus. She then tried saying I have a kid, my mind is in 2 places. I told her I have 3 kids, that all go to different schools. I am here every morning on time, I stay until it's time to go. I may have to take a call for my kids occasionally. I get you think about kids all the time, but I also manage to do my job. This excuse just doesn't fly anymore. Do your damn job. She quickly went about fixing her mistake and I walked away. She didn't go to HR or our boss over it, but someone else who overheard it did. I was severely reprimanded for this, saying that it's not my job to have that talk with her. I said maybe not, but the people whose job it was, weren't doing anything. I didn't get a formal write-up, but things are tense. Some of my coworkers think I did the right thing, others think I should have documented it with HR and let it go. I'm torn. Am I the butthole? Not the butthole, but if they really don't want to do anything about it, maybe time to look at greener pastures. Or maybe do what she does and see if they defend you as well. Sadly, my field isn't hiring a ton right now. I do plan to leave for several reasons when things pick up. Stop covering her mistakes then. Let her screw up. Once she starts costing the company money, they might start taking things more seriously. Honestly, this is the best suggestion. It's the only way any action will be taken. While the successful stories of this are popular on malicious compliance, in many cases, the boss won't be too stupid to realize that others intentionally let this happen. It wouldn't be just the "but I have a kid" coworker who got punished over this. Everyone would be punished and given more work to clean up her mess. Heck, if the client were a crucial one, they might have to let multiple people go, not just the coworker. And Original Poster has made it clear to everyone that she knows both the problems and how to compensate for them. That's why she'd be the second name of any list of people to fire or blame. Or maybe first, since most managers would rather have an absent-minded employee than a malicious one. Maybe Original Poster could get away with letting the coworker hang herself, but she risks being collateral damage if she tries. It depends on the situation. If responsibility for performing certain tasks fails within the purview of the coworker, a simple SIA email can solve that problem. Simply state where coworker messed up. You, luckily, fixed it this time, and for her to be aware so it doesn't happen next time. My dad always taught me, do what you say you'll do and say what you're going to do. If you stick to those 2 things, it won't be malicious but honest, and you're less likely to get the short end of the stick. Yes, but that email should be between Original Poster and the coworker, not the boss, unless the boss inquired as to why such and such is a certain way. If original poster gives the impression that she's tattling on the coworker at every turn, that's not going to work out well for her. Those emails are a reactive measure, not a preventive measure. That way, if the original poster is accused of negligence, original poster can say, I informed coworker that was an issue on this date, corrected that particular issue and gave her advice on how to prevent it from happening again. There's a much better way of dealing with the whole tattling thing. Ask the boss what action to take. Okay, this has happened. I have this on my plate. I am happy to help her, but it will have these consequences. I am still thinking we should do this and this. Your opinion? When the mess is cleared up, ask, this happens a little too often. How would you like us to prioritize in the future? Working over? No, I have a family too. That will happen once maximum. Sure, that's great, except when management already knows she messes up frequently and isn't interested in addressing it. And if needed, always revert to employee's handbook. That just reeks of a crap manager. Sadly, the majority of managers are crap managers, and honestly it only takes a couple to kill a place that could otherwise be great. I've dealt with this for 2 years at my current place of employment. My managers have been solid, but the ones that can really impact things both ways consistently don't hold people accountable, and the GM doesn't hold the crafty managers responsible. They don't hold them responsible because they only get communication directly from the managers. The managers will never admit that they're doing anything wrong. At least that's what it is in my company, and I've been working for an aerospace company for 10 years. Basically, I keep seeing these individuals that make absolutely horrible decisions that are killing the company get promoted. Whenever a general survey is sent out and they get horrible results, nothing is done. I would invariably wind up fixing problems I saw, even if I didn't make them, because it would ultimately suck for me if I didn't. Someone doesn't get a call back when they are expecting one? Great. Now I will be fielding a nasty call the next day. I've experienced a whole lot of vague we need to do better group reprimands, knowing that I was pulling the weight of 2. And losing a client is bad, but not every field has consequences you can just let happen so someone looks bad. I worked in veterinary hospitals. You see a mistake, you effing fix it quick. Meds have to be correct or things can die. Nobody in their right mind would let other people's pets serve as evidence of someone not paying attention. And working in that field, you don't clock out at 5 and leave. You leave when everything is done. Some places, I've even been in charge of squaring out the money/charges before I leave. If someone mislabeled transactions, I'd have to find and fix that discrepancy before I left. If that winds up being 6:30, okay. If it's 8:30, it is what it is. People don't always exist in a vacuum. Letting it ride isn't always an option. You're absolutely right about companies keeping absent-minded employees. I've dealt with this before, and it turned out the 2 times I made a formal complaint about an employee not being capable of a job they're responsible for, the owner of the company knew he wasn't capable and was keeping him in the position because the owner wanted the attention off himself. Owner was forging financial docs. Original poster, do not think you're safe by being the great worker you are. Some companies need these absent-minded workers to cover their own asses. Everyone needs to stop correcting her mistakes so that management actually have to do something about it. They'll see once they lose clients because of mistakes she's repeatedly done. Don't just do that. Make sure to document everything as well. Cover your own ass. Seem like HR doesn't want to do anything. That can possibly cost them major business though. You can't allow something to purposefully fail and end a partnership just so you can prove one person sucks at their job. That puts all their jobs at higher risk, I'd think. I agree with this. If something is due at a certain time, there is a reason for deadline, or attention to detail is huge in the sector I work. HR is there to protect the company, not you. Losing business could cost you your job, especially if they have to downsize. Original poster NTA. Just document everything. See ya. Edit, added words, fixed bad grammar. Upvoted this answer. To any extent original poster has covered for this woman, or do something extra to make up for this woman's unprofessional behavior, which is what this is. When you're at work, you work, unless there's an urgent emergency, and then any employer/coworkers understand. Original poster needs to stop doing that. NTA, but chewing out this coworker, especially in front of other coworkers, if not ops' responsibility. Management is paid to and responsible for making sure work gets done. And also that the workplace is running smoothly for all employees. It's one thing to take this woman aside and tell her that original poster wasn't happy to once again have to do this woman's work while she was on the phone, again. But original poster is not the manager/boss, and although it might be understandable to us all that original poster is fed up with the situation, it's not okay to reprimand an equal coworker, or act like a boss, or do that in front of other workers. Since original poster says boss defends this woman, it's obvious that original poster or other coworkers have complained about her lollygagging, so boss knows the problem and is just handling it badly. No use complaining to boss again, she knows. Do your job to the best of your ability as that's what you get paid for, but next time this woman lets things go to hell because she's on the phone, original poster just needs to let it happen. Don't make it happen or gloat or complain, just let natural consequences happen. At some point this woman will abuse her boss's support one too many times. Or original poster will quit and get a better job when things open up as pandemic eases up, then the company will see the problem they created. This situation may not get better, you can't make it go away, except maybe by letting this woman screw herself up, and like workplaces everywhere, things are always fair. Is a single mom. When your kids have only you as their main support system, you kind of do what you have to do to keep them fed and a roof over their heads. Even excusing bad behavior in colleagues at work till you flip. You always have two sides to you as a single parent, the one side that will always want to have everything running smoothly and be able to act like any other person that has a support network and community that will support you and your children if anything goes wrong. This usually comes with a partner and extended family on both sides and friends. Then there's the panic side where if you lose your job even through unfair means that there won't be food on the table and no roof over your kids' heads. It's hard to be a working single parent with always this on your mind. Yeah. That's my thoughts too. I have done that plenty of times in past jobs, let them screw up and then gloat when they get reprimanded or fired, and then smirk as I take their job. I have done that plenty of times in past jobs, let them screw up and then gloat when they get reprimanded or fired, and then smirk as I take their job. You're around 28 based on one of your two posts. There's no way this has happened plenty of times. If someone had been working since they were 16, chances are they've had multiple jobs and this could have happened plenty of times. Yes, this is what you pretty much have to do. If no one wants to address the problem, let it become a problem worth looking at. Do your own work only, and if you guys start losing clients or being slower, so be it. Yeah, but they might start by firing her for not unnifing the situation. There's no way to do this without willfully watching a money hole. I cannot emphasize the importance of this. Nothing will get fixed whilst everything still gets done or fixed. Experience has taught me that management will do nothing until they are forced to. Or ask your boss what could happen if all the employees who have children started to act like she does. That is an unfortunate situation. It also sucks when someone receives preferential treatment at work. Hopefully it picks up soon, that way you can move on. I agree with all of you so much. Not the butthole, I'd let her F up without interfering next time, though. Let her own actions cost her the job. You don't want to be the reason she suddenly can't support her obsession. Sadly, if I didn't step in, my team would get blamed. Start documenting it. Send emails, your mistake here would cost X if I did not catch it again. The previous times were X, and X. Document every mistake, every time she screws up, so you have hard evidence if she tries to blame your team. I would alter this slightly to suggest sending an email saying, "There's a mistake on X and Y, please fix and resubmit," so that she is responsible for fixing her own mistakes. And CC the supervisor every time it happens. Or the whole team. CCs with higher-ups, even better, if feasible. Higher-ups and customers, on them, are a powerful, yet terrifying tool. Never have I got a response to an email as fast as when I CC'd it to a city health inspector, and not just the people involved, who had been avoiding replying to me for freaking weeks. I use this tool as an executive assistant often. You ignore me when I need info, preventing me from doing my job properly? Cool. The director I support, who is your boss/superior, will be CC'd on all future communication. I'm not going down because you won't do your job. If it gets really bad, The director will even chime in, "Dude, what's the holdup? Send the info being requested now." 2 minutes later, I have everything I need. Magic. Higher ups are a good idea, but CCing the customer on internal communications? Oof. That'd be a one-way ticket to unemployment everywhere I've ever worked. Yeah, CCing customers is a terrible idea that will not end well for anyone on the team. That's insanely unprofessional. That would be a sackable offense at most companies. You never tell your customers you have someone incompetent working there. This may come as mobbing though. Maybe with a toned-down attitude like, "Please find the track changed version. I've changed there and there because they failed to comply with the project requirements." Right, but if you aren't her supervisor, then it's the supervisor who needs to take the heat. I agree with that. You need to start documenting this stuff in emails. Do as much in writing as possible so that there is a timestamp and a paper trail. Due to the lack of oversight by your managers and the response to your talking to your coworker, your job has just switched from teamwork focus to eyes on your own work. You need to look back at your job description, make sure you are doing everything you should be doing. If your responsibilities have changed since you were hired, then start a document that lays out what your current duties are so that you can talk to your manager about updating your job description and commensurate pay at your next review. If you have been doing extra work, pull back on that 110%, and start putting that extra energy into polishing your resume, gaining any new skills you can, keeping your own nose clean. Focus on your own excellence, because sadly you can't do anything about this employee. She won't change just because you tell her to, the bosses won't start acting just because you said something. I've been in similar situations and it sucks tremendously, but you simply need to focus on getting your own stuff as perfect as possible, while maintaining positive relationships so that when you leave, you can get a glowing reference. Web link. This comment needs to be higher. Original poster just brought the wrong kind of attention to themselves. It's hard being in a group environment and not saying what we all were thinking, but now that they have, time to focus on the future. Your teammates and management have shown that your opinion doesn't matter to them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.